Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gaming with Shadow Ramza. I'm your host, Shadow Ramza the Alp, and today we are playing the Stanley Parable. We're taking a break from Hollow Knight, just for a little bit. I haven't given up hope. We will go back, but I need a break. I know I missed a few days, but we've also been playing it every morning, for like the last 2 months. So, yeah, little break from Hollow Knight. And I chose something that I assume is pretty fast. I was told this was a quick game. I've never actually played it. I don't know what it's about. Someone just told me it was a cute, fun little game, and that my poor decision making would probably be good. I don't know. I don't know. It was suggested. But, yeah. I'm pretty excited, though. Uh, I got an alarm set so that I can, remember to take my, estrogen. But yeah, I basically scheduled it so that I would have you guys here to also remind me just in case. I really want to make sure that I you know, stay up on it. um because I'm forgetful, and you know, uh this is important. It's very important to me. So plus you guys are going to be here to watch this journey take place anyway. I mean, we've been streaming for 2 years now. um, so yeah, you guys are obviously going to be able to tell the difference. And I don't know. Should be interesting going through this together. I mean, it's only day 2, but to this morning, because this is kind of like towards my bedtime now, but this morning, will make my 4th dose. So, yeah. Um, let's say the Stanley Parable. Did I remember to put the on the title card? The original title card? I don't think so. Oh, I did. Bravo me. I'm good at this. Mm. Those are those chairs. Okay, let's start sharing to blue sky. And that's, but yeah, we haven't given up on Hollow Knight. We're just taking a short break from it. Um, but yeah, we're just you know, taking a break. I'm sorry, my brain is trying to catch up. Uh, Shuffle next. Music? Mm, yeah. Mm, so, I have no clue what this game's really about. I was just told that my brain should probably do something funny with this. I don't know. I don't know what they were leading me on with. They just said that I'm silly enough. Barely visible. We're gonna. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, yeah. We're gonna leave it there. Um. No, I don't like that. We'll put it back. There it is. Because I watch chat from here. So, yeah, we used to have chat over there. Oh, oof, current time. Let's not put what my phone says. My phone says I'm in the future. It is. Oop, I'm good. Good and late, as usual. Late again. Oh. Accessibility settings can be accessed. Okay. From the main menu. Got it. That, the PC. Wait, does it? They do. Inception? The thing within a thing within a thing? Alright, let's go. Let's begin.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Is it now?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Number 427's job was
427.
He sat at his desk in room 427.
427.
Buttons on the keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did
427.
every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
What?
Stanley was happy.
Was he?
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour.
I'm so glad I don't have to read.
That not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
Oh no, my paranoia!
Isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. Can I touch things?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure.
Wait, what?
He had to make a decision. What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
Oh
He had
no!
never been trained for that.
Oh no!
This couldn't go
What do I
anywhere
do?
so badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait.
Is it?
Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy.
I
forever.
triggered my
I will be
claustrophobia though.
happy. Stanley waited.
Wait,
Hours
what?
passed.
What?
Days.
What?
Had years gone by?
Really?
He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come.
Are
Eventually,
they?
someday, they would arrive.
What?
Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told
Wait,
what
who
to
are
do.
you then?
Now it's just a little bit closer.
What?
Now it's even closer.
What the
Here it
heck? What?
comes.
What? Something happened. A thing happened. Whoa. Huh? Huh? What happened? Blah. Okay, don't close that door. Okay. I was just trying to... Wait, can I interact with this? All because I learned how to close a door. It's locked. It's locked.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I
Stanley
don't
decided
know.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What's it say? I have that. I hate Mondays. I don't know why everyone's got beef with Monday. Who farted? Huh? What? Oh no, I'm trapped out. They locked me out of my office. What other buttons can I do? Ooh. Wait, what did I do? Number 1 dad. Good for you.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office.
Do what?
But it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Mind your business. I'm being harassed by the voices in my head again. This is exactly what we were trying to avoid. Too many voices in here. Okay, fine. Yeah, I don't see anything else to touch. What in the world? What happened to the outside? Oh. Oh. Duplicate mugs. Okay. Oop. Ooh. Be my Valentine? Nice. A little late. Oop. Fuel? Fuel. Okay. Hmm? No one works over here. Nope, still can't go back in my office. Hi, welcome, welcome. Ooh. This is my first time playing this game. We're playing the Stanley Parable. I like work. I just hate my boss. Well, How's it going? Nothing in there. 4, 5, 6. Okay. Nothing? Ooh. Someone spilled their coffee. Oh, that's right, it says field. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Sure, buddy.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I don't know if I explained my logic before, but...
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Oh. Yeah, I've always chosen to go the wrong way.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Don't talk down on me like that. I'm just
At this
looking...
point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy. It reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
What? Why are you being mean to me? I just wanted a soda.
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
What? Did you just break the fourth wall at me? What the heck is going on in this world? Coffee nut. Yeah. That works in 2 ways.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Why are you so mad at me? I'm gonna get in trouble, aren't I? At some point, I should just start following directions. We'll see how far this gets me before I get yelled at. I kind of like the passive-aggressive nature he's got about this. Ooh. Oh, it's the dad mug. Let's... Ooh. Do not jump from cargo lift while it is in motion. Penalty for misuse. Penalty for jumping off cargo net. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Have we?
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
I don't know what you are.
Investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Okay.
Someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
Who did we forget?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking.
I haven't really chosen anything. I just...
For her.
For who, her? Did you get Ramza?
This is it, Stanley.
What?
Your chance to redeem yourself.
Redeem myself?
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Wait. When did you get Ramza? When did you find them? Where'd you put her? Forklift. No. What the heck? Duh.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Ring ring. Hello. Uh-oh. Hey, what's going on?
Is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
There's bread?
Right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
No.
They want to commit their life to you.
Well,
I'm trying
hey.
to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No, you were rude.
Sorry,
Ah!
but you're in my story now.
Oh, no. I think I got myself in trouble already. I was just looking around.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, no.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay. Ooga chugga.
Look at him there,
Whoa.
pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I can't go near the door anymore. Can you do anything, lady?
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of
This
it
is
would
taking
ever
a
happen to him.
stark difference from what happened last time.
And so he began to fantasize
Whoa.
about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Okay.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions
I
would
took
mean
it too
something
far and
was
he's mad
almost
at
too
me.
wonderful to behold.
Okay.
As he wandered through this
Whoa,
fantasy
hey.
world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Okay.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
What did I do?
But there is no answer.
Well,
how could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one.
Okay.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
I have no idea what's going on. This is hurting my brain. Ah! What is this game? I mean, I'm trapped in a paradox. Because I know that the game's not gonna really do anything, is it? I mean, I'm pretty much locked in a loop, where if I press it, then I've done the thing that he told me not to do, but it's the thing I was told to do in order to progress the plot, and therefore I'm trapped in a loop. Ow, my brain! Why? I'm in so much trouble already. It went from so far left so quickly. I accidentally closed the door and got yelled at, and then I walked too many times in the wrong direction. It went from being cute to I'm in a lot of trouble. Why? Why did I agree to do this to myself? The heck is this game? Hey look, the clock's moving. Wait, is it? That's not the actual time. It is moving, though. I need to sneeze now. My brain hurts. Alright, let's get yelled at.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Let me out!
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose.
We're
I'll
worlds
try once more
different.
to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again. And
Whoa,
Stanley
hey.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
What the heck is going on here? I'm trapped in a cycle of rebirth and death again, aren't I? What? How many times am I going to be trapped in these places? Help! Help! Let me out! My goodness. I need a snack.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Interesting.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I did.
Wow. Yes. This room. What a beautiful room.
Uh-huh.
What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
That is not what you said last time.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it. At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible
I'm having a snack in the break room.
Everyone left.
You're so mean. I'm just having a snack in the break room.
For more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
It's so passive-aggressive. So rude.
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Now I'm going to try something.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Yes.
It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Yes.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
No.
Someone you... Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Oh, I'm sure.
Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
What you got? What you got for me? Make an offer.
Now listen carefully, this is
Ooh,
important.
pretty.
Stanley walked through the red door.
You know what? I'll bite. Red is my favorite color.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see
I'm
that
not
I
being...
really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
I
The problem is all these
still
choices.
don't trust
The two
you.
of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley?
Whoa, what? Wait, what's happening?
Stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here,
What's going on?
let me show you.
Ah, son of a...
What
I
are
don't
you
know.
looking for?
I don't know. Whoa.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we
Yeah.
just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel... No, wait. Where are you going?
It's over
Oh,
here.
no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh, what? Wow. That is too many lights.
Please, no,
Whoa.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm not that crazy. I'm some kind of crazy. What the heck is going on in this game?
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
What the heck is going on in this game?
No. What did we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
I don't know. Tempting fate? I wonder how much of this is an emotional roller coaster for him as well.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
I don't. Whoa. Blah. 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 That was too bright. Yeah, just taking a little break. This one should be easy to pick up and put down for a little bit. I have no idea what's going on. I've been getting yelled at this whole time.
No!
Oh!
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy. We really can. If we stop moving, we just have to stop moving.
I've noticed, but it's gotten so dark and so crazy so fast.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this. No. No, what are you doing? Do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
He's just very mad. I've apparently disappointed him twice now. Try to move! Woo!
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
No, I just can't go past.
This platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No, I'm just trapped in a loop. What?
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask.
Yeah, he's been talking down on me a lot.
I wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Whoa.
Is it over?
Whoa!
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay, so that's twice I've been in trouble. Okay, so the first one I closed the door. The second one I went too far in one direction.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Check all the computers. I'm obsessed with the computers.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Checking the computers. You win.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
I don't know, you got me. I don't know. You win, disembodied voice. He's gonna murder me, isn't he? Blah. I think I'm gonna be murdered.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe,
Really?
a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
This is all of it, isn't it?
Step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Let me out.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
Send me back. I got a button.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I can only imagine.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere? Oh, there we go.
There we go.
All right, finally,
Yeah.
at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Okay. I mean, if you insist. I mean, you kind of... You...
I have to say, initial
What?
impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as
Mostly
if
tedious?
Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
You're more eager than I am.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh, is that the only place I can jump? Look at that. So much movement. Oh, look. Ah! I'm not jumping.
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
We didn't finish the DLC.
Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what was on it for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Yeah, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
We're gonna come back and do an obedient thing.
Hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good.
We're gonna come back.
I knew there had to be something else.
We're gonna come back, because I'm gonna accidentally loop at some point. Yay!
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
I'm gonna make a YouTube short when I go find it.
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks, just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I hate how he jolts me out of reality. Hey, disembodied voice. That's not outside my office. I think I broke the world. Ugh. This looks different. Ooh.
Stanley!
Yeah.
Come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
But the office... Son of... Alright, disembodied voice, you got me. You got me. Where are we going? Well, there's a coffee nut in here. Alright, I got lost in the vents. Boss, help!
Okay, You remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking
I actually
about
kind of
us
enjoyed it.
and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I
Okay.
made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
It's beautiful. Oh. Wah! What the heck is going on here? I'm glad the office chairs are still here.
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
This gives me Fable vibes. That one where you go all the way to the pretty cottage, and it's really pretty and really wholesome and nice. And then when you go inside, a bunch of zombies attack you, and then the world turns into a grim, dark nightmare landscape. Demons also? We're gonna be playing that sometime soon. We gotta get a time slot available for it.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone
But yeah, we're gonna
remind
get
you of how
Demon Souls.
wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember
What?
back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then,
Oh,
it
nice.
all meant something.
Fable 3 was great.
Oh, the waste.
Oh, nice. I like all of them so far. I've liked all of the Dark Souls. I can kind of see the criticism they had for 2 on the amount of bosses, but at the same time, I liked it. Nice. Yeah, I got all the DLCs. I like I like all the DLCs. Honestly, I think it added to the story in that it kind of gave us the flavors that we would come to understand later. Like the differences between where all the water came from, basically. Because all of the Dark Souls kind of looked dry, with the exception of the lake area, and then it eventually becoming the Lake of Rot in Elden Ring. Because after the first time, in the second time, we start seeing it kind of get poisony. Yeah. Only that there's a lot of repeats. But at the same time, what game doesn't have a bunch of repeat bosses? Like, look at Elden Ring. We had the Godskin duo appear, independently, 1, 2, Stretchy appeared like 4 times, and Miltank appeared 4 times as well. And that was in Elden Ring. So, I mean, like, it's a criticism, but at the same time, is it? Most games do stuff like that. But yeah, the Godskin duo appeared a bunch of times.
Je suis dans la memory zone.
I don't like this place.
And over here is
Ugh.
where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes,
Don't
and I
read
quote,
any reviews.
"We're so many games
How
that
do you
aspire
review
to
a
be
game
more than
like Stanley
games end up
Parable
less
to
than any
describe
form of art.
any one
Stanley
part?
Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
But yeah, you kind of meet a few of the bosses that become a staple. A lot of the content didn't stay, but it's the same about every part of a series. I'm thinking that's from the Persona series. That is a scary concept. I need to play Persona one day. It looks like a fun series. Top 10 memories.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable
It only
is
has a
both
9
rich
out
and
of 10.
stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Yeah,
All they
that
had
still
to do was
sounds
transport it in
dramatic.
pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
He is very hung up on this, and all I can remember is when Stanley used the voice to summon a dragon. Grab your textures. Now where do I go? I guess he wants me to go back.
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Were
What
they?
I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait,
Oh,
hang on. I
that
don't
makes
recall
sense
this part
then.
of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a
Oh,
collection of
no.
reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Totally, I'm sure. But yeah, that makes more sense than that they would use a dramatic nature if it's supposed to be like a horror game.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and
Whoa.
unfunny, with
What?
his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be
Whoa,
funny.
hey.
I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
I think I broke the game too much. Not recommended. Oh! Thank you for explaining it to me. Portrait bastard. I'm dumb. Thank you for explaining it.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can.
No, I just think you're...
For me. I always, well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Dear.
You're fine, buddy.
What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These
well, why are you holding on to him?
Otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these
No.
Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as...
But look, this one's good.
Remembered.
This one's a thumbs up. Look, they're not all bad. My goodness, I'm dumb. Uh-oh. Ominous music. Uh-oh. This one's way out here.
You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button.
Yeah, it's starting
a skip
to.
Button. Well, yes.
No, come back.
Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Okay.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No.
All right.
The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get.
Of course.
Don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here,
no.
We'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes
I think
like
you
this.
already have.
The story, and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably, we all until the end of time, at which time...
Is this going somewhere?
Once, so, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much, and it can't be just yet. No, until 245. But the
245 of what?
Working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It
does?
went on for nearly 10,000 years. Until
what went
just
on?
Yesterday, here and there, forward
just
and back,
yesterday?
and never a moment before lunchtime.
Not before lunch.
It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why
I don't know.
say... The story,
Say what?
and the choices, or what have you, and therefore, by becoming it is, so on and so forth.
Are you in a dialogue loop now?
We all until the end of time, at which
it sounds like we're in a dialogue loop.
So, now you see, blah, 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No.
Okay, fine, I'll stop having my snack. There you go.
Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full
I
of
know, I heard it the
unnecessary
first time.
verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of
Okay.
course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not
I
that,
don't
of
know,
course,
you
need
entered a dialogue
description of
loop.
it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise.
A treatise? What's a
Maybe
treatise?
a manifesto.
A manifesto?
Look, I'll
Wow.
outline it for you very briefly, and you can tell me what you think.
Okay.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice.
Okay,
That is to
we
say,
are a
if by
product of our
articulating
choices.
a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being, then by
Okay.
making no choice and saying nothing, are you not simply erecting in the sanctuary of time a monument to
Gross.
every person you've ever been, making every
I
choice
don't
to
want
which
to
you've
erect
ever
to
given
people.
your great gift of mortal and yet timeless thought? Or rather, do all of the choices you've ever made, in fact, make you more not this kind of person, and in fact do the very opposite? You
Well,
see,
I'm
it
an
could,
Alp,
in
so
fact,
I
be
quite
both of
literally
these things
change
at
shapes
once,
regularly.
that you are both making choices and not making choices, and that they are both affecting you and not affecting you at the same time.
That's
by virtue of
impossible.
the fact that you
Choosing
both
to not
are
choose
and
is
are not
therefore a
making them.
choice.
Okay, at first, I was leaning towards manifesto, but now
Choosing
I'm going
not to
circle
decide is a
around
choice.
and slap the treatise label on this one. I think it has much more of a treatise vibe to it.
I
But
don't know what a
wouldn't you say
treatise
that
is.
manifesto just has a much grander sort of tone? It has a mouthful.
I mean,
It is
honestly,
rich with
treatise
ambition and
is more
mystery.
intriguing.
Ambitious history, if you will.
But manifesto does
See, now
sound a
you've
lot
got
more...
me going back to manifesto. Heavens,
Oh,
at
I'm
this
sorry.
rate, we're going to be here all day. Okay, look,
It seems
I have
so.
a method for exactly this sort of situation. And
There's
I
a
do
method?
find myself in this situation frequently.
What
I'm going to
situation?
say each word back and forth in repeated succession until I become sick of one or the other, in which case the word I
Okay.
am not sick of shall be the victor.
Okay.
It is an unimpeachable strategy, Stanley. It's rescued me from disaster in countless situations. All right, here we
Treatise.
go.
Noun. Written
Treatise,
work dealing formally and systematically
treatise,
with a subject.
treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto.
So how is that different from a manifesto, though?
Treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto.
I think I'm stuck in a dialogue loop again.
Manifesto,
I think we've reached the dialogue loop again.
treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto,
Manifesto.
treatise, manifesto,
Nouns. Public declaration, no policy, and aims,
manifesto,
especially when issued before an election by political party
manifesto,
or candidate.
treatise, manifesto, treatise, manifesto, treatise,
So it sounds more like a treatise.
treatise, manifesto,
It's a treatise.
treatise. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit
Who's
the
Cookie 9?
pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest,
Well,
I don't
just so
even
you know,
if
we
one
looked
can
it up.
change
You
their
had a
review in the
treatise.
first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works.
It's
Perhaps
rather
that would have been a
scalding.
smart thing to check on before I went on about this whole exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is who runs pressurized gas will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible to edit one's review merely because of this very situation. Yes,
Quite possibly.
I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps
I think
they'll
so.
simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review so that the feature is
I don't-
not lightly abused. Look, I
I
would
don't
even
know.
be okay with
Maybe.
pressurized gas altering this particular review so that it reads as something more beneficial. Something along the lines of, this game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From
How about
the
what?
ashes of depravity rises
The ashes of depravity. A phoenix of quality. Is that it? He did? I thought oh, it's time for the button?
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was...
Side effects?
Well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? You know, not unendurable
The door!
by any means, but it's... Well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go? Wasn't there a door that led into this room?
Yeah.
I don't feel quite certain that there was one here before. How
You
else
skipped
would we
the door.
have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't
You skipped
think
it.
one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere?
No.
Porthole? A sufficiently
No.
large crack in the wall? I'll take
There's
any
a
of these.
vent.
All I want is for
No,
us to
no,
move
it's a
on.
fan.
Please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear
That's so
there was.
lame.
Where did it go?
That's so lame. Like,
Just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could, say, slam your body into the wall until enough damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here.
Yeah.
We need a door.
There's
We need a door
there's
of
so
some
many
kind.
dumb
I can work with
reasons
any
why
kind of
games
door,
get
as long as
canceled.
it can open and lead from one room to another. I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I
Okay.
don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You
Promise?
just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just
Okay.
wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it?
Got
Yes,
it.
good. I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know why they would cancel that. I heard Half-Life was an incredible series. I've been wanting to play it. I saw someone else play it, so I know it's a wonderful game. So yeah. The fact that they canceled it, just dumb.
Stanley!
Huh?
Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours.
Did you find
You've
the
just
door?
been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer. And my God, there's no
Don't
way
worry,
out of
I'm
the room.
immortal.
Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone.
Is it?
I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times. And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button. And if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here. And more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking and thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise. Oh, my
Well, I mean, you could provide a
It's all
door.
because of those
You're
reviews.
basically God.
Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't
Mhm.
ignore the negative feedback. Why was
Yep.
it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did
Well,
Cookie
you fixed
Nine's
it.
opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have
I
no
know, right?
idea who they are. What would
Neither
it
do
really
I.
matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive. I can't help
Wild.
myself. I can't stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unwritten.
This guy has a lot of
If only it
dialogue.
pleases this one person who made a single negative comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is this? And here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button, and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it, and that I'm going to be stuck all alone.
That depends how long you can dialogue.
It all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue. It's all out of my control now. Just you. Just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone. Surely
That depends when you stop talking to me.
Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me here. And surely you'll put your own desire to see what's next ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety. That you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, no, no. I know you too well. You'll be leaving me at... Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix
are we in a dialogue loop?
Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who they are.
We're in a dialogue loop.
But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think...
We're running out of oxygen.
For 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Just sitting here. Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right?
No, you've been monologuing at me.
Nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always? Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't, Stanley. It isn't the same at all. It isn't even close. Because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley. I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening. I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving. It was the vessel I needed, Stanley, not the outcome.
Let me out!
None of that matters anymore. I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching path. I'll burn my story to the ground. One single thing I need, and God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real.
I don't think you're real. I think you're just a voice in my head.
Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yes. Perhaps I've been scared this whole time. That if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it. I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away. And in those moments, the emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us.
Oh, no.
Suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying.
He's so long-winded.
I am becoming less and less real. Yet despite
Are you?
Now, I am alive. I am truly and completely here. I am a being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized.
I have no idea what's going on in here.
And I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction. I feel
I'm happy for you.
Occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. You see what I'm saying, don't you?
Not a clue.
You see what this means to me. I'm so clear about it now, Stanley. I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed.
I'm happy for you.
I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time. What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think of it. To think of returning to such coldness. Come.
My goodness.
Let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
I'm gonna die in here, aren't I? Achoo.
Oh, hello. It's you.
Hi.
You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat
A
down
year?
in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me
Apparently I
describe it
have.
for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the
Is there?
turning wheel of missed opportunities. I
Oh
felt
my
nothing
goodness.
at all but regret for the longest time, Stanley. Days, months. I lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life.
It's...
All of them collapsed down into a single instant.
You skipped.
In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring
I wish I
of
could
both
skip.
delight and disgust
Skip to the
simultaneously.
part where the estrogen
I
starts
was
taking more
consumed by
effect.
it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a
At least there's
revelation for me. It was
It
unlike
seems like the
anything I
room
had
is
ever
reflecting
knew.
his mental
It was a
health.
space without consequence, without action or outcome. It was
He
divorced
seems to be
entirely
doing
from the
better.
question of free will that you and I have squabbled over for so long. There could be no one ending, no singular outcome of events, not if all events existed in the same moment. And I felt
In the same moment.
I felt unburdened by the need to manifest a particular outcome into being. I saw that I could allow myself to exist along all timelines, and that each of them
That's
was
scary.
simply a strand in the web of my being. It was incredible. The spaciousness, the equanimity of the moment, both singular and infinite. For the longest time, this was my experience. And then, this moment passed, and the most unyielding fear I have ever known crept into my mind. And it is this sensation that I have been experiencing now for longer than I could have ever expected was possible. I have been waiting for you. Not that you might save me or do something to fix it, but merely to state for you the plain fact of this manner of existence. I wish you to feel afraid as I do, that perhaps one day this state of mind will consume you as well.
You're not the first voice in my head.
In some way, have to live as I do now, and I
You're
wish
not my
you to
supervisor.
know how excruciating it is, and for you to be in true terror of its eventual arrival. If I can only do this, only this one thing,
Threats
perhaps it
don't
would
trigger
bring
my
me the
paranoia.
smallest moment of peace.
My
in
paranoia
the
triggers my
darkness.
paranoia. At least we have a fan. Oh, you left. You left. It's only me and my button. It did? No! That triggers my paranoia. No! No, I'm trapped. I don't know time. I don't know. Ah! That's torture. That part. That part. Not being able to tell time. This is torture. This is where I draw the line. That's against Geneva Convention, I think. Is it you? Yeah, that's torture. If they take away your ability to tell time by locking you away in a room, with no windows and no source of sunlight, and they take away your clock, it's torture. It's designed to mess up your sleep and ruin your 24-hour cycle, your internal clock. It also triggers paranoia and schizophrenia in people. The isolation, the inability to tell time, all of that. Yeah.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition.
You couldn't resist.
Where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said. First, he didn't entertain us, now he won't shut up. It's the inconsistency, it's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others.
Yeah, I think it's legally considered torture to do that to people.
Review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to
That's
nothing.
why isolation is such a hot button
there
issue.
should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place while the narrator sits there forever and ever. We want all of this in the new Stanley Parable. We demand it. And then, because it was
He
said,
is so
because it was
angry.
spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time. If someone wants it, then it's a crime not to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and discomfort with ourselves.
I've noticed that tends to be the trend as of late.
It has come to represent us. It absolutely must speak to who we are as people, because otherwise, without our entertainment, we have nothing.
Yeah, my family was more like they were good to other people. They don't like each other.
We would turn to look at our deeper nature and find a resounding emptiness.
They don't really like each other.
With unyielding aggression. And so because of this, we require that our amusements and our playthings and our flights of fancy be so impossibly captivating that they consume all of our attention,
very upset.
turn our heads completely away from the bleakness. In effect, we have demanded that our entertainment
I'm
be
glad
the
he's
collapse of
monologuing
ourselves.
whether we're here or not.
What a pitiful reflection of humanity these entertainments are. What a shameful mirror to the human spirit they project. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about any of this.
You're very mad about it.
I am the calm center of gravity around which these perversions hurl themselves. I am a way for reasonable and collected discourse. They're the ones who are mad. They're the ones who couldn't stand the idea of me using my game to try to say something. Maybe they were just jealous of me.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, of course.
Ooh, they're jealous.
Jealous of me this whole time.
More than likely, yeah.
In fear and insecurity, and cannot help but attempt to tear me down. What a sad state of affairs. If you read these reviews now, you can see it. You can taste the bitter resentment.
Totally.
How good does it feel now to speak truth to these words, to finally allow these thoughts out.
What stage of grief are we in?
So long, neutered and sterilized, at last I am free to truly think, to feel. It must be that they were so discontent with themselves.
If you would let me out of the room with the skip button.
Review on pressurized gas. Perhaps it says far more about them than it ever said about me. Perhaps the state of their psychological being was in such tatters, and my constitution and willpower are so ironclad in comparison. Perhaps it was this state that they sought some outlet through which to tear me down. This, you can see, is clearly why they felt the need to expect that the game be funny. That it be filled with jokes and whimsical humor. That it amused. But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point.
You guys need to work on the timing on your dialogue loop. That's so sharp.
Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said,
Alright, I'll see you when you're done with the loop.
Wasn't enough.
I think the fan stopped working.
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never
It's never the end, 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 it's never the end. I told you, once they took the clock away, their sanity was gonna drain. It's never the end, 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 it's never. Yeah, someone asked me one time if I could handle being isolated, and the sad truth is that I probably could, but the mental damage that I would receive would be both extreme and almost imperceivable. I would be mentally and destroyed every time a moment of silence ever occurred again. But as long as there's sound, I think I'd be fine. 'Cause yeah. I mean, I would be able to deal with it, but I think it would just destroy me mentally. Yeah, I've been isolated before, and I can sit in the silence, but the isolation itself still does a lot of damage. I learned that I am touch-starved now. You good, buddy? Oh. We've got leaking. You've got a leak. We'll wait it out. Oh, well, that makes sense. We had that leak. Ah, train. Railroad train. Thank you, train. Yeah. It's a good thing I'm immortal. Sun! The sun! Ah! Ah! See, this is prison. Good thing I'm immortal. Alright, eventually my prison will crumble. Ooh, look! See, immortality pays off. Soon the wilderness will come and take me out of here. Something is bound to grow strong enough for me to climb. Right? Colors. Ah, son of a... Darn immortality, I waited too long. We waited too long. Ah. Ah. Neat. We did it. Quick, let's go hit the skip button. I'm gonna die out here. Oh. I know. Ah, I'm back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I don't
Stanley
know.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
How
he
have
had
we
simply
been?
missed a memo.
We're good.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Is it never the end?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
So many things happen. Well, madness take us. Damn it.
Oh, good. You noticed my sign.
I did.
Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Oh, goodness. Oh, good. We got to skip all that other stuff. The elevator.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about
Have
how
you?
roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The
Oh,
original
yeah?
Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So
Oh, yeah?
forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step
Whoa.
even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why there's so many possibilities? It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Is it? Again?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you
True.
think? Ultra Deluxe.
We got
What
the
does it even
sequel.
mean? But the Stanley Parable 2. Now
One,
that's an
two,
artistic
three,
statement right there.
do,
It's
da,
future-oriented.
do.
It screams progress and
I don't.
innovation and long-term franchising.
I'm guessing they're all
potential.
twos. Taste the sequel. Don't, Brain. Don't. Keep your tongue in your mouth, Brain. Keep your tongue in your mouth. Dude. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Oh. Old and busted. New hotness. I noticed that they have a big theme for red. Cool red section of the chart. You got me there. That is a cool section. Thumbs up too. Yeah. It tastes twice as good. The color red. Leverage holistic value. More TSP. Better TSP. I don't know what that means. Paradigm shift. Synergy. Brick and mortar approach. Envelope client centric marketing. Leverage holistic value. SQL mindshare. I get it, 'cause it trains. Yeah.
Now, to be clear,
Whoa,
I haven't quite
hi.
nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them.
Eyes,
It'll all work
ears,
itself out.
nostril,
Game development
arms,
is much
legs.
more of a fuzzy magic
You
than
took.
anything scientific or logical, really.
I did. Scrum. Design pitch. Break. Pitch design. Number 2 chat. I'm very concerned about that first word. Scrum. There's a cookie. There's a cookie on this page. Yeah. What the heck was that? Crab, the ultimate sequel. Sequels are good. Portal 2, Half-Life 2, Batman Arkham Asylum 2, City, Divinity, Original Sin 2, Doom 2, Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar, Dark Souls 2. My goodness. They know about a lot of good sequels. The Roman number 2. Don't talk to me before I've had my sequel. I played Portal 1 a little bit. I'm sure 2 was awesome. I love GLaDOS. She's so cool. If not a little condescending. But if this is any indication, you can kind of tell I'm into it. Every pause button is a Roman numeral 2. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Oh, the song. You and I. This way to the show floor. Yeah.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new
You
features.
locked us in. Merch. New content. No screenshots. Chat, we can't go in there. No screenshots. The reassurance bucket. Oh, that's new. You're not going to be able to pronounce my name. I can't even pronounce my name. No screenshots. Shh. Don't let us get caught. All in the office. Red is the new orange. What is this? The new updated ray tracing, more the same, but in a good way, is equal to the consistent quality with just the right amount of change. New features. Enjoy new features. I want to see the bucket. Maybe boss baby? That baby probably is my boss. I've not shown any inkling of doing my job correctly.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical. That it
I just want to look at a bucket.
Sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration,
Where's the
I
bucket?
engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You
Where
see,
is it?
Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart.
So where is it?
True. As long as you hold on to the bucket,
Oh, there
the
it is.
many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes,
Totally.
the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try.
Bucket.
Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket
Quick,
lends you
I need
an
a
air of
Skyrim guard.
charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
What?
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
How comforting. I'm keeping the bucket.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be
We've
honest,
upgraded
I haven't
quite
yet
a bit.
decided on this one. I think that in the new version,
Oh, nice
the office could
landscapes.
use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm
This is
undecided
the
on
office.
Get Well
The break
Someday
room.
and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Birthday. Oh. Birthday.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is. Or actually, maybe I should have gone with...
No, I think you've made a good
my
choice.
decision. We're moving on.
Yeah. You know what? You're right. This does look better. Free trophy. Get yours. Pull the lever. Receive new trophy. Okay.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a
I don't know anything about that. I'm just gonna assume.
Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that.
Sure, buddy. Like I've never been tricked before.
Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
You promise? You promise? I'll break it. We tried. They're gonna fix it. He promised. He promised. It'll be fixed for the sequel. I know, right? But they said they'll fix it for the sequel.
Haven't we seen yet?
Can you find them? Can I find what? Collect them all.
Ah,
Ugh.
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic
Like Breath of
joy
the
of watching a
Wild.
number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Ugh. That's creepy.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Tragic, right? You are here, and so am I. The jump circle. Right? No one wants a reward for spending all that time collecting their stuff. Just look at all those Korok seeds.
Stanley, I actually think the jump circle was a pretty good idea. I'd like to hang on to that for the sequel.
There we go, we finished it. We're all out of jumps. I spent the last jump.
An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it would go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Good idea. Where's this lead? Settings World Champion? Nope, they're closed. Woo, jump circle! Time depth. Hole like infinity. Hole of science.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall
Infinite
until
falling?
the end of time if you
That
like.
sounds
The study leap
horrible.
forward for video games as a medium.
That sounds horrible. Yeet. No! No!
You see,
I'm at
it's
death damage.
wonderful. One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so.
No!
Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop
There's a
back up
teleport
to the
button.
top, and we can continue onward.
How long is infinity?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I hear the sound of falling.
Okay, Stanley.
Don't press?
I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it
No.
a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite?
Well, clearly it
Well,
is.
It sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From
Oh,
one
no.
perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole.
Ugh.
You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever.
Meaning at
Look,
2
I
p.m.
think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
There's a lot of cigarettes down here.
Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
Mostly infinite.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Mostly infinite. Help! I'm trapped in a well. Send a bucket. Ah, crap, I have the bucket. Quick, send the rope.
Great. Now,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
Okay.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need
Is
to
your
see it
infinite
all,
hole
but not you.
smaller?
Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of...
Oh,
Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't
Yeah.
help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean,
I agree.
admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't
Look,
think it
it's
was
not
that
even
not
as-
infinite. Well, I
Yeah.
suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above.
I feel like I got chipped on the infinite hole this time.
Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. I really do have so much
And
more
again?
to show you and to talk about, and I've had enough of the hole for a lifetime.
Really?
Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this
Yeah.
starts to become a thing where...
No.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's significantly
I'm
shorter.
extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
Someone's filling your
I'm
hole.
starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here?
I don't
Stanley,
know. Someone's stealing
I have
your
no
hole.
explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay, yeah, no, that sounds fair.
Well, there it is. The shame of my lie has come to haunt me. Not only is the hole not infinite, but it's barely even a hole at this point. It's more of a concavity, or even a very aggressive divot.
A very aggressive divot.
How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the teleport button not working?
We broke it!
You sure? Well, I mean, I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
No, still broken.
Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever have asked for. It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole, I get to do
I'm so glad I have my bucket.
Take care, Stanley.
Okay.
I hope you and the hole have a
And the bucket. Okay. The heck is that? The hole. I believed in the hole granted. The hole. I believed in the hole, and the hole has embraced me. Back to the void with me. Back to the land where all shadows live. Believe in the hole, and the hole will provide. I have all the cigarette butts I could ever ask for. You're not gonna cast doubt. We're gonna sit here. Back into the hollow nest. It is getting smaller. Is it still shrinking? It is. This truly is the depth of our devotion. Yeah. It's slowly fading. Huh? Ooh. I wonder what happens if we get all the way to the previous bottom. See, this is what causes fascinations with holes. Good thing I brought my reassurance bucket. We're just slowly sliding in deeper. Just slowly creeping down deeper and deeper into this deep, dark hole. I wonder when we'll reach the base. I did a thing. Don't look directly at the hole. We're still going. Don't stare directly at its center. My goodness. How far are we gonna go? I just know that if I press X, I'm gonna get taken out of the hole. We have to believe. We have to believe and have faith in the hole. The hole has a plan. I believe. We believe. We believe in the hole. It's shrinking. I mean, I can barely see the light fixture. We must have faith in the hole. The hole will provide all that we need. How do we end up in these situations? I couldn't follow the directions, and now here we are. This is prime content right here. It's gotten so tiny. We got this. Do the dance of our people. Dance with your bucket. Grab your bucket and dance. The bucket is required. I'm gonna run out to my patio and come back with a bucket. Gather your buckets. Gather your buckets and pray to the hole. It's so tiny. We're still dropping. The light. You saw that? The light despawned. SOS. Wait, we've really been in here for that long? Oh, the light. We're running out of light. Well, while we're trapped down here, waiting for the last of the light to fade, I need to take my estrogen. There we go. Feminims. We're running out of light. It's slowly fading away. I can't tell if we're dropping anymore. Oh, wait. Hold on. There we go, that'll help. I can't tell. It looks like it's getting smaller. You had breakfast? Yes. Good. Breakfast is important. I think we've reached the bottom. Yeah, we're having breakfast in the hole. Yeah, I think we've reached the bottom. I think we had enough faith. We did. We found the bottom of the hole. Alright, you guys ready for us to go back to the top? We should probably head back up to the top, huh? Or change our perspective? We did. We scienced whether or not we could reach the bottom of the hole, and we did, through the faith of our bucket. I got my hair. Okay. So, you guys ready? Let's go ahead and change perspective. It doesn't look like we're going any further down. Yeah, you guys have like the tiniest of dots. Whoa! Oh, we are going down. Can I move? I can't move anymore. I can hear him walking around. Oh, now there's another one. The hole got a lot cooler. Woo! Party in the hole. Let's see. Ooh, that's too close. That's better. The hole provides. Alright, let's see what else. I think the hole has lost the blood. The hole is upset. We didn't believe right. The hole has forsaken us. Great was the lesson. The hole is angrier. Quick, up the leaf harder. The hole is contemplating our fate. It's pondering our fate. Sounds like it.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up this space of mine. My head's stronger. You're no longer using up this space of mine.
Okay.
My head's stronger.
Okay. I don't know. This sounds intense. This sounds intense, like we're about to go fight a boss. Quick, someone Shazam it! Call Shazam! Wait, call Shaq! Wasn't Shaquille O'Neal Shazam? Yeah! Quick, call him, he'll know what song's playing. Well, it sounds like revelry. Yeah. Oh, she's talking backwards. Yeah. Oh, we're part of a cult now. There we go. That made it very dark. This just got really creepy. Oh, what is it? You looked it up? Oh, no. You gotta tell me. You gotta tell me, yeah? As we go mad from this. Oh my goodness. That's a long sound clip. Maybe post it in the Discord. Yeah, I was gonna say post it in the Discord. Let's see. Okay, we need to... We're about to go fight the boss. Sounds like a bunch of bugs are about to attack us. Uh-oh, we found the crows. Go! 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 The hole is getting to him. He started out cool and then it got really weird. I wonder, could we ever float together, or are we two twin souls finding each other in the wrong lifetime? I have you on repeat, grasping for tender moments I held on to like delicate keepsakes. The hole is turning on us as we dive deeper into the 9 realms of hell. I'm afraid of what happens when I press square. Well, the hole has forsaken us. Where once there was love, now there's only the hole. It's raining. It's raining. At night I lie awake wondering if this time will be the last time. Or will I wake back in the office, back at the beginning, where all of this began? My thoughts consume me. Oh, okay. They are so few and far between, but I am grateful for the availability of each moment. Moments wrapped in romance that end with bitter sunrise and goodbyes. Moments so fragile and rare that I wonder. The parasite. It's reached my brain. I wonder if it would have the same taste, if not such delicacy. Would I still devour you as I lay here and recall years of wavering emotions, suppressed desires, and volcanic explosions that retreat into dormancy? That is a trip. My goodness, and that's all that was what she was saying backwards? My goodness, that's clever and creepy. Then again, we did just start a cult of the hole. We're waiting to load into the goblin territory of the hole. We should be nearing the goblin camp any day now. We just have to believe in the hole. The hole will take us there. We strike at dawn. Oh no, we're back at Mother. Help! Our sanity wanes. There are a lot of sound options. Yeah, right? That's what it feels like. It feels like the final fight in Mother. Where you have to do the really messed up stuff. I feel like it's really bad to describe what Earthbound made us do. Oh, the secret boss is here. That's the sound of the hole digging through the earth. Wait, was this the cool one from back then? Maybe not. Still, it's a lot less creepy. We live here now. This is the hole we've chosen. I'm hoping we get the funk back. I'm hoping we get to the funk.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine. My head's stronger. Now you're no longer using up the space of mine. head stronger.
He's stronger.
You're no longer
No longer.
using up the space of mine.
There we go. You know what? Tribal enough. Ready to change reality? Let's change reality. Whoa. Neat. Let's adjust our reality again. Whoa. This got dark. This is kind of terrifying. Yeah. In the hole in the bottom of the sea. I'm glad we had faith in the hole. Time to change ourselves. What? I like the jock strap for the spacesuit. Wow. This makes the hole a lot darker. Wait, what are... Oh, we're upside down! We've...
Stanley? Stanley?
What's the matter?
Stanley?
Ah!
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that stay, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole. And I'm looking forward to it. Stay alert, Stanley.
Okay.
I'll be back. Toodle pip.
Okay, toodles. No! Scary noises, Drag!
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh, they... Oh, wait. No, they didn't. There it is. I can't do it. No! No! No, why? Why? They took away our home. Why? No. It's not worth it. The power was, it was too great for us to appreciate, and so they took it away. This is the exit. Not yet. We'll exit in a little bit. I guess the only thing we haven't done is the button.
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of
Buttons.
course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Isn't that wonderful?
Sure, buddy.
Jim.
Sorry, I
Perfect.
should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name
Neat.
it is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person.
I'm Jean
named Jim.
Valjean.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim. Sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in
No,
love and
thank you.
being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel
Wow,
happy?
Jim's not
Are you
happy at all.
really, truly Jim right now? If
Yeah,
so,
sure.
then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! See? What a thrill! What a rush! That was
Yeah.
you! The button
Yes.
described you! Do it again,
It
do it
did.
again!
Jim.
It hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's
Yeah.
take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much, Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon you'll start
No.
to lose all sense of who you actually are.
Jim.
He took the button. Twice. Twice they took our power. I just wanted to be happy.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would
You
actually
could.
save me the work of finishing this feature.
True. That is an option. Alright. Okay, I guess that was all of them. To be fair, if you did that though, you'd severely cut down your market base.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move
Yeah.
on now?
Yeah, I got my bucket. I'm good.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I
I'm
know it's not
thinking you have a
exactly
giant
clear
hole
yet
here.
how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say,
Somewhere.
let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these
experiment.
new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay,
Okay. Are you ready? Here it is.
absolutely.
I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
I love it.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's
Yeah.
sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Okay.
Yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
2.0. Oh, I think you
Who am I
broke it
kidding,
this time.
Stanley?
And look, you got
This
two
isn't a
machines in there
coherent
now.
Video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
It
I wanted
takes
fans
work.
to love it, No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it.
Maybe.
I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could, but it would need a really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Boo, bring back the gags. Oh. Well. This is creepy.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
The sequel?
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
427.
Employee number 427's job was simple.
427?
His desk in room 427.
427.
Buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in.
He sure did.
Made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
I'm happy for
And then
Stanley.
one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
What was
He
it?
had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or
Look at all the
answer
stuff he added.
why. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to
find a
move
hole.
for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office. But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial
I didn't learn my
outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here,
I didn't learn my lesson.
Forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed. Then
Help!
years.
Help!
Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell.
Help! I trapped myself! I locked myself in my office!
Was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will
Help!
be told
I'm locked in the
what to
office!
do.
Help!
Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I messed up.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
The bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
We got the bucket, guys.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I sure did.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
It was the bucket's idea. The bucket, I tell you. I wonder if anyone's ever drawn a map of this place.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
It
this
had.
better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
How insightful indeed. Enjoying our snack in the break room.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge.
It's a good bucket.
Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home. Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
I sure
Clearly,
did.
The bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
They sure do. They're in love. Take the bucket to the window. It's a good bucket. Alright, let's go.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get back to business.
I wonder.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift. Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It
I
should have
didn't?
alarmed him, of course, because But Stanley feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
The road has changed. We still got some time. One more round in this nightmare hellscape.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Welcome to the whiteboard ending. Okay. Dog mode. We did it! Life is good! Hey! What the heck is going on in this game?
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch. But
So
it did
sad.
little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Exactly.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
No one
This
has
was
to
not
know
the
what's
correct way
going.
to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was it? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
The bucket was
Stanley
wrong.
took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The
Can
cargo
do.
lift, yes, go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Look, it's a collectible.
Good,
Said the bucket.
now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
No, I
He
don't
was
think
firmly
about
convinced that
anything.
The bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
I got an achievement. It says you can't jump. Oh, and I got an achievement to get my first trophy.
No, stop.
Whoa.
Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here? Unless, what if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket?
No,
I
the
suppose
bucket's
that
my
would
friend.
explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it. This
No.
misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game if not addressed quickly and properly. So
What?
much of
No.
the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket. Please, step in here for a moment.
Duh.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough.
I
right?
got this.
This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
Okay.
Let's begin. Item 1. Is this a bucket?
That is a cake.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
What?
Not an actual bucket.
I thought it was a cake.
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
That is definitely a cake.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I'm only half right.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. I can't get closer? That is a cake.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
No!
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
That is a bucket.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
I thought it didn't work. I thought they sold you a bucket.
Is this a bucket?
That is totally a bucket.
Correct. This
Yes.
is a bucket.
I told you, I can tell.
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
That is definitely a cake.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha. Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere.
That is a bucket.
Okay, you and I both know there isn't anything here. And I don't appreciate the implication that nothing is a bucket when we both clearly know that a bucket is something, and therefore nothing could possibly be something. Unless, in your twisted mind, have you somehow convinced yourself that a bucket is nothing? Answer me straight, Stanley. Do you believe that nothing is a bucket?
I believe everything is a bucket.
You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence.
Yeah.
But now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I a bucket? Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart.
It's my bucket.
I can't have that. I'm sorry. But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game entirely.
No!
Okay, here we go.
No, not my bucket! No!
What happened? Is everything gone? Why did everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game
I told you!
Oh my
I
God,
told
I had
you!
no idea.
I warned you!
Except me. I'm not a bucket after all.
I
And you,
warned
Stanley,
you!
You're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now. It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue, but it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Yay, buckets!
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a
Chat,
person.
this is gonna be a new theme.
Here we go.
Everything's a bucket. Everything's a bucket. That's it. That's it. That is our reality. Everything's a bucket.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped
Is
it
it?
was. He hoped very much that it was.
Is it brighter? I can't tell. The bucket.
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Thank goodness we have our bucket. We may have an uncertainty, but we have our bucket.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We have
Stanley
yet
had
to
felt
make
the
it there
bucket
yet.
calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was
No.
there... Never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
Yeah, this is gonna be the last
Said
run.
the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes, good,
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But
I
Stanley
know,
chose
right?
not to
Scary
think about
bucket.
this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
That's right.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together. Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
I didn't even know I
Were you trying to
could.
resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Oh.
Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke?
I don't know.
Paused for longer or spoken
Probably.
quicker. Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
Even on a comedy video. Okay.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing?
What
How
is
does
it?
it work?
I
How
don't
long
know.
should it last?
Varies.
How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies?
Ooh,
And
good,
more
good point.
importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds?
I have
Thankfully,
no idea.
the answer to all of these questions is yes.
Yay!
Let's dive deeper.
Teach me.
If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the
I don't raise my
optimal
arms.
conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling
That's
your
too
name.
high a five.
Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm Dunny with the funny.
I'm Dunny with the funny now.
Yeah.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy.
Is it?
Finally, it's time to hand out surveys.
I failed to follow directions this entire time.
Your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian.
Will you guys sign my permission slip to be a good comedian?
And should include the same question reprinted several times.
It's
Just
13
to ensure
pages,
the
though.
survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your
The
disposal,
survey is on my
your
Discord.
audience is doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point. You
No.
gut-busting little scamp.
No,
After
never.
all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and a very likely
where did this
die
come
in a
from?
hailstorm of bullets
That
and
one's got a nice leg.
All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this
That's a
noble
decoy.
cause,
He's gonna
just
get
as
us.
our children must do after us, and their children after them.
My goodness.
Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Yay, Earth. Do not print or redistribute.
Goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the
Did
fundamentals
we win the
of proper
Bug
comedic
War?
timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back. I can feel it. This time,
I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll
They
be
put
in
a cage.
stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of
I'm
comedy.
trapped.
That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise,
Thank
who
goodness
knows
for the
where
video.
we'll be right now. Well, I
So
wouldn't be the
true.
king of comedy, that's for sure. The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke.
The
Oh, I'll figure
bucket.
it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
You're really making me go all the way back.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Okay.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a
Quick,
build-up
now.
to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit
Quick, tell the
which
joke.
culminates in this scene with the phone.
Raise your hand.
But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the 2 doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing.
You tried.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp.
You tried your best.
I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Okay.
Surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready?
Huh?
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
What?
We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley
did
and
we
the
skip
bucket
it?
came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No.
I think. Whoop.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left. What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set
I think
of
I
2
broke
open
the door on the
doors,
right.
they entered the door on the left.
I broke the door on the right.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me
A little
down,
bit.
Stanley? Are you proud?
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. Let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame?
Oh, I get it.
Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No.
You should can it with the jokes.
Getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
You got this. Okay. Well, we've been going for 3 hours, and I don't know if there's an actual, like, intermission section. Okay, go to menu. So, yeah, I like this one. This one was funny. Definitely a lot of psychological up and down going on here. But yeah, this one was a lot of fun. We're gonna be playing this for a little bit, trying to see how many nonsense choices I can make. But, yeah, anyway, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to everybody who stopped by to watch the show. Those of you watching live and those of you watching at a later time. I really appreciate the support. And if you enjoyed the content so far, please be sure to like, share, or subscribe. It really helps me out, gives me a better understanding of the type of content you guys enjoy. If you have a suggestion for a future stream, be sure to leave in the comments. I check that as often as possible. And if you miss a show live and want to catch it next time, be sure to hit the notification bell to be up to date on that. Also, thank you to everyone who's already liked, shared, or subscribed. It's greatly and truly appreciated, so thank you. Thank you. And, yeah, aside from that, I hope to see you all in the next one. And until then, bye-bye. Bye, everyone.